All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we're going to be getting into a discussion that I guess I've been kind of brainstorming recently, with all the hate that's been thrown at MK1 and all the negativity. I thought, what is some actual constructive criticism that not just shitting on the game, but how do we make this game better? As a fan of the franchise for quite a long time, I've been playing since MK9. So we're going to get into 5 things that I think that can definitely improve the game. I think would absolutely have this game turn around. Now there's a plethora of things that I'm sure we can get into and talk about, but that would take forever and a day because there's a lot of issues. So I think I want to nail some of the biggest issues that I think would make this game great, because the potential is there. I love the gameplay itself, right? But there's so many things surrounding it that is just really not good. So let's, again, try and look towards a better future in this video. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here is better rewards. I think that's something that needs to be absolutely highlighted, something that they absolutely need to understand. When I say rewards, I typically mean for Kombat League, but I guess you can talk about Invasions and its own issues. But the reward system for Kombat League is utterly bad. I'm not going to say complete garbage, but it's just really bad. You're favoring 3 characters for the season. The tier 3, tier 6, tier 9 all get a skin. So if I'm a player that I main, for example, this season, because your skins are Sub-Zero, Smoke, and Rain. If I main Raiden, for example, I'm not incentivized at all to get to Elder God. I'm just like, well, okay, this kind of sucks. I don't get a skin. So I think that they need to find a better way to incentivize the player base to say, hey, let me go ahead and just grind. Not just because, right? Not just because I want to be high rank, but also I want this reward. In other games, for example, Overwatch, the reward you get is actually pretty good in that you can get points for a golden weapon, which to me is actually really cool, because you can kind of carry that weapon around. Like, yeah, this weapon's gold. I put in enough work. I've been rewarded this. In other games like Fortnite, I'm not sure the rewards, but I'm sure there's something. Rocket League, there is rewards. The higher you rank, you can get whatever it was for that season, depending on where your rank was. But it would just be nice that it's not skin dependent for a character. It'd be nice that there's some universal kind of rewards, but incentivize the player base to really get into Kombat League, because I see a lot of people getting into casuals. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but they're not at all incentivized to actually be a little more competitive, because what if their character doesn't have a skin? There's only 3 skins. And then tier 1, 2, and the other ones that don't have a skin, it's super bland. So it's like, what's the point here? Why don't you throw in crystals? You know what I mean? Throw in something that makes the player want to play Kombat League, because that's where other players, who are trying to get into the game, be a little more competitive. That's where they are. The second thing that I really think can massively help morale, not even just like a complete enjoyment of the game, but just morale of players, is giving players a way to obtain crystals for free. Right now, the only way you can do that is by leveling up your character, but once you do, that's it. You can't do it again. I think with the Kombat League rewards, for example, going into our first point, what if you made, the higher tier you are, the more crystals you get at the end of the season? That's literally no effort. They don't have to do any color palettes or anything like that. It's just, hey, if you reach this tier by the end of the season, we're going to give you X amount of crystals. I think the player base would adore that change. They'd be like, oh my gosh, I should actually play Kombat League now. You get Kombat League going. And not only that, when you get Kombat League going, the matchmaking doesn't take as nearly as long. So that makes Kombat League players significantly more happy on that front as well. But the greed that is associated with Warner Bros. Right now and NetherRealm Studios, NRS, is just really bad. And I don't think their greed's going to change that. But I think if you want to make your player base happy, this is a phenomenal way to improve player morale. It doesn't even have to be just through Kombat League. It can be through other ways. Whatever ideas pop into people's heads, I think would be a great start, right? Just find ways to reward players. Give them some crystals that they can grind out. Like, don't just hand it out. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're premium currency. So make players want to work for it and give them a chance to work for it. Like right now, it's really greedy that you can't buy certain skins without premium crystals, and the only way you can get it is by spending money or doing one-offs that after I do a complete level up of a character, I can't get any more crystals after that for that character. Thing number 3 we got here, character skins. Now I don't mean color palettes, I mean skins, literal skins that actually change the outfit. There's a lot of color palettes in this game. I want to say like every character has like who knows how many different, like what, 12, 13, 14 plus color palettes for just one skin, which is cool and all, but they only have like 2 or 3 skins at the most, what, 4 for certain characters or 5, but a lot of characters have very little. Some of the skins where the characters have, you know, 4 or 5, you have to pay for them. So it's like, just make it to where characters actually can be differentiated aside from just the color palette. It's cool that players can pick an outfit, get into a fight, and be different from the person, you know, across them that they're facing, just to have some uniqueness. And not only that, players feel really dope. I mean, it is a basic thing across any video game in the modern era where we use skins to really bring a shine to a character. So is NRS lazy? I don't know. I don't want to, you know, start throwing insults for not, you know, being able to make skins, but this past season, just color palettes. If we take Reptile, for example, he has 2 skins in the seasonal rewards, right? Or I should say 1 skin, right? He's got 1 actual different skin. The other one is a color palette of a skin, but that's it. But the last season was also the same thing, the exact same skin, so it's just a new palette. So what the hell, you know what I mean? Like, let's get some skins rolling out here. Let's make some shit pop. Let's make some shit look different. I don't want to look the same as the opponent next to me all the time, every single match. Like, if you're not playing Scorpion or Sub-Zero, your skin count is diminishing greatly. If you're a Reiko player, or Raiko, however you pronounce it, I'm feeling for you. And the next thing we got here, I think, again, would greatly improve. Excuse me. It would greatly improve player morale. Quality of life, of course, it'd be big, but just player morale would be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. There needs to be fatalities that you could actually grind for. Like in Kombat League, you have that tier 9 skin. Why not add a fatality every other season or every season or something, right? Just one fatality universally for all characters. Honestly, I feel like they could do it once a season, right? Where you put it on tier 9, but make players grind for fatalities. Like, sure, whatever, what's done is done. You already charged for the fatalities. You can't make them free now because then the people who paid for them will be pissed. But moving forward, right, let's give players an opportunity at unlocking fatalities. You know, character exclusive fatalities, that's probably too much work because they have to add for way too many characters. But similar to the holiday fatalities, right? Why not just add a universal fatality that everyone can grind for? And don't make it easy, make it moderately hard or at least difficult, because I just think that it'd be really crucial for NRS to really show their commitment to actually player happiness. Because right now, player happiness is obviously at an all-time low since I've been keeping up with the scene. To be honest with you, I've never seen it this low. People want this game to fail. People want this game to succeed. There's the love-hate, but I think at the same time, the people that want it to fail because they love the franchise so much, they hate the direction that it's going. They hate the fact that greed has taken over. Let's put those people on the good graces. Let's make them want to see this game succeed. Let's say, hey, you know what? We hear you. 5th thing here that I think would go a long way into helping fix MK1 would be some communication from the devs. I think this is like the most obnoxious one, right? That all of the players feel is the fact that how the fuck are y'all having millions of sales of copies of this shit and y'all just like, nah, let's just not say anything. What do we like? Are you not interested at all in like keeping your player base happy? Like that is easy. That is so easy. Like, how do you not have a social media manager just do anything, right? I feel like with any game, there's some communication. Again, take it from Overwatch. They have like a monthly or every other weekly newsletter or something that the devs talk about the state of the game. Like, how hard is that for Mortal Kombat to be like, you know what, once every 2 weeks, once a month, let's just put out, you know, a newsletter talking about some things, talking about you hearing the players and their frustrations or your plans moving forward. Like, they're trying to be so secretive, but it's like, dude, that's killing the, I'm not gonna say killing the game, but it's hurting the game a lot. It really, really is. Again, player morale right now is at an all-time low. Let's just have some communication. It has nothing to do with the game. Again, the game itself, right? The game itself, dev communication will not be changing the gameplay or bugs or any of that, but it goes a long way with player morale, which heavily affects the game itself, because players' attitude towards the game, players on the mic talking who knows what kind of shit. I'm not saying they're gonna talk less shit, but it feels a little bit better, right, than what it is now when people complain, talking about how shitty the game is, or you go on social media, people are talking about how shitty the game is. It makes you just not want to play it. It feels so negative. Again, some people don't give a fuck. They're like, I don't care who talks shit about what, I'm still gonna play it. And that's obviously a good thing. You want to continue to play your game, but at the same time, it gets just annoying to hear. I mean, it's valid. I'm not trying to say don't talk shit. What I'm trying to say is it's just shitty that it has to be this way. It shouldn't have to be this way. We should be more united than we are now. I don't think everyone will ever be in sync, but right now it's a freaking civil war. Those are the 5 main things I think that could help fix MK1. But here are 2 bonus things that I think would actually help. Now, I'm not saying as much as the other 5 things, but I think they would help. One is some balance changes might help. Hint, hint, Johnny Cage, something along the lines of that. I've been watching pro tournaments, every freaking tournament that's directly from Mortal Kombat, directly from NRS. I have yet to see more than one Sub-Zero. I've seen one Sub-Zero, and that was at the East Coast Showdown. And that was the pools play. The guy didn't get far at all. I have not seen one fucking Sub-Zero make it into the top 8. Now, on community tournaments, I think I've seen one, but again, I don't even think Sub-Zero's won a fucking tournament. I don't think Sub-Zero's ever gotten to the top 4. You know, like, I just want to see my fucking character that I watch do something, and that's more so strictly for me, you know, again, because I'm talking about balance changes might help. But in terms of characters just dominating the scene, like Raiden has been so good for so fucking long, like top 3 for so long. Kenshi arguably, Johnny Cage, like, so I just can't stress enough how much everyone uses Johnny Cage. Like, we see him every fucking tournament all the time. I'm not saying nerf the guy to hell, right? I just want to see some more player, I don't know, you know, not so universal to where everyone's rocking the same main. I want to see some variety. That's the word I'm looking for. Let me see some variety, bro. Like, you have so many amazing characters. How about we fucking show them, right? So many amazing, cool cameos that are just irrelevant, bro. Like, they're just fucking irrelevant. Shujinko being a big one of them, who has so much, you know, entertainment value, but we never get to see him because he's ass. Maybe I shouldn't go as far as to say ass, right? He's just not as useful as several other cameos. I don't think any cameo is just ass, like blatantly useless, but you're not going to use him over so many other more consistent, better damage output kind of cameos or utility, whatever the case may be. And the last one here is, this one is more so for me and the competitive scene. I think the NRS should treat the competitive scene better. I think the payouts are absolutely dog water. I think that they are not at all, you know, advertising and showcasing the competitive scene. It just feels like they've completely said, okay, you know, we're gonna do it just because we've done it in the past, where we'll do a tournament and have these pro points, but we're not really gonna give a fuck about it. It just seems like they've slipped it on the rug, like, oh yeah, we're doing this, but we're not gonna talk about it. So it's like, you have your diehard players and your streamers literally loving this game, just treat your competitive scene better. These people, there are several MK content creators who don't even bother going out to tournaments because the flight expenses and getting there is more expensive than, or the return they get is not worth that because they're having to actually win a tournament just to pay for their flight and all the other stuff in the hotel wherever they're staying. So it's like they're not winning any prize money that's actually worth a damn. So just how hard is it to do what you guys did in MKX? Release 3 skins, or was it 1 skin? Was it just the Ermac skin? Might have just been the Ermac skin. Have 1 skin released. All the money that is purchased from that skin, give it to the Pro Tour. Like, to me, that seems really simple, no brainer, takes very little effort. 1 skin. Hey guys, if you buy from the skin, all of this prize money goes to the competitive scene. The competitive scene helps keep the game alive. And again, a lot of people like me who are not as nearly as good as them go and tune in because, oh, there's a lot of different characters I want to see. Now, it's unfortunate that I don't get to see my character, Sub-Zero, but there's still other characters I want to see. So that's where you can talk about the balance changes. But those two are more so the bonus, right? The bonus, how to fix the game. I don't think they're going to thread the needle as much as the top 5 because I think that the competitive scene, they're so committed and they're so into the game. They love the game very passionately that I think they'll put up with NRS's bullshit if they do the first 5. But I don't think they should. I think NRS should just take care of them. Like, dude, players like that who are so passionate about your game, I don't see why you wouldn't want to continue that passion and carry that, because this is not the last Mortal Kombat game y'all gonna sell, right? People that are playing on YouTube, your content creators that are playing, they bring in people like me, like, damn, I actually want to play this game. Then you buy the game, and then look where we are now. So that's the thing. Just take care of the players, better prize money, better communication, and you know, talking about the competitive scene. Like, it's just shitty. But there's a lot of things I think that could help fix this game. First 5, I think, more important than the last 2, but I think the last 2 still are important. If they did these things, I think this game would be completely turned around in terms of how the players feel about it, how the fans in general just feel about the franchise. It would go a long way. It really would. Your active player count would increase, I would assume, dramatically, because people like me are waiting for Peacemaker to come out, and I haven't played in like 3-4 weeks because I'm like, well, there ain't shit to do. This season's lasting forever, so I'm just gonna wait for Peacemaker, and then we'll see what happens. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Ultimately, I just want the best for this community, right? I think that everyone here just enjoys the characters, enjoys a lot of what the games in the past have done. It's unfortunate that we are here now complaining about the game. Some of you guys are saying, wah, 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 stop crying. Well, let me just say this. If you don't have people complain, if you don't have people say anything, if you just stay quiet, then you're going to get the same product over and over again. Even the players who love this game can acknowledge that it has some flaws. And all I want is just for more encouragement from the community to be vocal. Obviously, there's a certain amount of negativity that you can't have because at that point it's just toxic. But be vocal to the point where it's like, hey, why don't we add these things? Like, these things would really change the game. I don't know if NRS will ever respond, but who knows. As always, though, I appreciate you guys for watching. This is All Even Different. All Even Different. And we out.